Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome all of you back to another video. Today we're going to take a look at the new hero that got released from the early access pool and is now playable for all of us, Prophet. So before we go into any game, we are gonna quickly go over his skills. His first ability is just a plain out nuke, deals a little bit of single target damage, but also increases all damage that targeted hero takes for a short duration. This is a pretty useful ability, quite decent I have to say. The second ability is a minor heal, it's really not the most powerful of heals, but also increases attack speed for a short duration, or 2 attacks. This is quite a useful ability, though I personally don't consider it to be his best. That would be his third ability. His third ability stuns a targeted hero and deals a little bit of magic damage. It then applies a debuff, and this debuff stuns the target every single time he gets attacked and also applies a little bit of magic damage. This is a really powerful ability. His ultimate easily is his most interesting ability. It splits up all of his attacks, all of his abilities to any hero that could be targeted that is inside of his ultimate. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but you're gonna see it later on. I'm gonna show it to you. Anyways, so I'm going mid, because that's what this video about. It's about going mid with Prophet and playing him as a farming hero. I get my usual item build, which is 1 set of Runes of the Blight, 2 minor totems and a Mark of the Novice. I can use that to go for an early bottle, a grave locket, a power supply, and still do have a little bit of regeneration. Though I personally never feel like I really need more than just 1 stack of Runes of the Blight. Because since I get an early bottle, that's just gonna be what I'm gonna use for regeneration. So it works for me. It works for me. If you don't like this item build, I definitely get that. Maybe go for something a little bit more standard. But I like this item build. I just go for it on pretty much any intelligence hero. I even go for it on non-intelligence heroes, so that's... oh well. But when we are talking about laning, I have to point out 2 things. First of all, his attack animation is amazing. This attack animation is on the level of Silhouette. I'm not kidding. It's crazy good, and I'm terrible at this game, which is why I'm not getting every single lasted. But if someone that's actually good is playing this hero, oh my god, the attack animation is so good. Now, another thing is his third ability. You can use that to harass, and you're gonna see me use that to harass. And it's great. It basically allows you to win any one-on-one early game harassment skirmish. You're gonna see me? Yeah, here we go. Using that third ability to harass, I just kind of put out a whole lot more damage. If the creeps weren't around, I think I would have stayed and, well, kind of just kept on fighting until he was forced to run away. I even get the second level of that ability at rank 3, because I feel like that's a lot more useful than actually getting more of a nuke. And here we go. You can see me just putting out a lot of damage. Now, another nice thing about that third ability is that it's not really that expensive. Like, its mana cost is 90 at level 1. 90? 90 is not high at all. 90 is okay. Like, nothing crazy. You can definitely spam that ability. You really can. And here we go. Yet again, I'm just forcing the Valkyrie away because she fears that I apply my third ability onto her and just start putting out a lot more damage than she could possibly, even with all of her spells, put out on me. So yeah, this is really good. And it allows for great lane dominance. And I now do have my bottle. Sadly enough, I don't have a rune ward though, which is really bad. You usually should place down a rune ward, but just take a look at my team. One of the guys on my team actually thought he was playing mid wars. I'm not even kidding. Like, if you read the chat, he thought he was playing mid wars, which is why he picked a stupid hero and didn't buy walls. So that kind of sucks. But oh well, I'm gonna get the rune either way, because I think it's important. But the downside to this, of course, is usually what you should do by playing the mid is you push the lane And while the lane is at the enemy tower, so the creeps are dead either way, and your enemy is just trying to last hit a few creeps, or is trying to last it against the tower, you can use that time to actually get the rune without losing any experience. But I got an invisibility. I tried to gank the bottom, didn't work out as well as planned because the gunblade didn't think it was necessary to help out. And I'm now back in the mid. And luckily enough, because I was winning mid, like really winning mid earlier on, I am not behind in experience or gold, so that's great. Now, something else to point out that's about my teammates is that they decided to use the courier. If you're on the side lane, don't use the courier unless it's upgraded. Just don't, because I really need boots. I really need boots, and I really need a bottle. If I can't get one of those, just one, it's gonna make a huge impact, and you won't like that. You really won't, because it just may result in us losing the game. So don't use the courier if you're on the side lane unless it's upgraded. It's an important rule. Now, talking about items, I'm gonna go for steam boots, sacrificial stone, and power supply as my core. Just the regular things on the zero. Pretty much, I'm going for the same items I told you about in the Nymphora video. I think Tablet of Command is a little bit more important on the zero though, because he really lacks mobility, and mobility is very important because all of his abilities, even though they have decent range, like 600 is not bad. Don't take this the wrong way, it's not bad, but it's not amazing either. 600 is okay. It's something we can work with if we have to, but I would really rather like them to have a higher range than they do, because again, 600 is not amazing. So mobility is very important on this hero, it really is. I personally still like to go for the steam boots, but I can see why you would get ghost marchers instead, because of the mobility issue this hero has. But you're now going to see the ultimate for the first time. I'm gonna pick up a haste and then go gank the bottom lane. And as I already mentioned, the ultimate, if you place it down, all heroes that can affect it by any of my attacks or abilities do so. And ultimate placed down, I use all of my stuff onto the Luna, and the Hammer Storm gets hit by all of it as well and dies just because of that. So he didn't die because I attacked him directly, instead he died because he was standing in my ultimate while I was attacking a Luna. This is amazing. The ultimate is really powerful, and this is crazy. I don't know what I was doing right here. Like, shouldn't have done that. Not at all. It was really close. Really close. She maybe could have been able to actually take me out right there. Yeah. Oh well. So I cut out a part of the game because I want to make this video short. I pick up an invisibility and go to the top lane. And at the top lane, they are gonna initiate onto the Thunderbringer. Thunderbringer's gonna go down pretty easily. Yeah, Thunderbringer's very squishy. And I then place down my ultimate yet again. And as you can see, both the Valkyrie and the Behemoth get hit by all of my abilities. But then the Flux pulls them out of my ultimate, so it doesn't matter anymore. But they still had them applied. So yeah, we take out the Valkyrie. This is just not very interesting. And something nice about the ultimate as well, something that I think is very noteworthy, is that it slows for 30%. You're gonna see me use that right here. So in this clip, I'm gonna try to save the what's his face? What's his name? The Berserker, exactly. I'm gonna try to save the Berserker. It doesn't happen, he gets taken out though. So that's not the best that could have happened. But I use the ultimate to apply my stuns and overall all of my abilities, but also to slow them down. And here we go yet again. I'm gonna use the ultimate to slow them down. Doesn't help though, so that's kind of, yeah, the slow, it's there, but it's not the best. Yeah, and it kind of didn't help in that situation anyway, and like that guy was dead, nothing I could do. Now, I am now level 12. I think I can't see on Vegas. I think it's level 12. So, but yeah, I'm level 12. And I now do have my second ability as well. The second ability is a heal that also gives attack speed. Now, the heal isn't the greatest. It's 75, 100, 125, 150. So, it's not amazing. But, like all of his abilities and all of his attacks and like everything about the hero other than items, actually. Codex would be fun if that would work with the ultimate, but like all of his abilities, it works with the ultimate as well. So I can do this. If I can place down my ultimate onto my allies and then heal one of my allies to heal all of them and provide the attack speed bonus to all of them. So that's very helpful. That's really good. A really, really, really good ability. And I'm gonna finish my sacrificial stone right here, I think. Yes, sacrificial stone. I still love this item. I'm madly in love with this item. It's so good. It's so good. It's just, oh my god, I love this item. Sacrificial stone. But when we're talking about items, as I already mentioned, you want to go for the same as the Nymphora solo, which I mentioned in another video. But there's a small difference. Health lower is very good on this hero because it works with his first ability as well. So you get even more damage amplify. You get 20% from the health lower, 20% from his first ability. You're just going to put out crazy amounts of damage. And mobility. So maybe a tablet of commands, Thomas Red, that works great on this hero as well. But in this clip, you're going to see one of his weaknesses. And okay, first of all, I'm going to start off with putting out a shitload of damage, but then I get stunned and locked down. And that's suboptimal. That's really not what I want to happen. So I start putting out some hits. And I just try to stay in the fight to help out my teammates. And I actually managed to get a kill onto the Thunderbringer, but I then just get sniped down. And that's the downside to this hero. He's very, very, very squishy. He just dies instantly. Which is why I also would recommend getting a shrunken head. If you're going solo with this hero, you're going to try to farm and stay alive in this fight. And if you stay alive in this fight, this can happen. Where I get stunned, but here we go. I place down all of my abilities and just start pounding into them and destroy all of their phases. Of course, my team helped out as well. But it was, in the end, I did a lot of that damage in that fight. So I'm gonna get a tablet of command because I was still experimenting with the items. But so in retro, like in retrospect perspective, anyways, like now that I think about it, I would definitely recommend getting a shrunken head on this hero. Most definitely a shrunken head, maybe even a nullstone, maybe both, depending on the game. But it's just this hero needs to stay alive in those fights, and you're gonna see it here in this clip yet again. He is very squishy. Very, very squishy. And I'm staying to the outskirts of the fight, but the thing is, all of his abilities don't have the longest of range, and I get stunned by a 5-second Luna stun. So I'm gonna try to run away, use the power supply, use my heals, use my ultimate to slow them down, use my stun to slow them down, but it just doesn't matter. I get destroyed by the long range ability of those two. And yeah, my team also drops. So that's all I have to say about this hero for now. I'm gonna release a video on support Prophet pretty soon. I always want to say webinar because I think that name fits far better. Oh well. But I'm gonna release a video on support Prophet pretty soon. If you enjoy this style of video, it again is a lot shorter. I try to make it short. Then please leave a like and maybe go like my Facebook page. Like it's a fun thing. By the way, I ask for players. I ask for players to join me in while I was recording this game and the other games. So I asked for players if you want to play with me, go to my Facebook. You've got a pretty good shot there. So yeah, see you next time.